With just 3 rounds remaining in the regular season, the debate as to who will take out this year's Dally M medal is starting to heat up. Nathan Cleary, Tom Trbojevic, we've heard their names in the conversation all year, but one man has been forgotten, and it's South Sydney's Cody Walker. He's our focus on the game plan today. Let's look at his sensational numbers from season 2021. 31 try assists, that's first in the NRL, 23 of those in his past 10 matches, 40 line break assists, also first in the NRL, 12 tries, and he averages 91 running metres per game. Anthony Seibold, thanks for joining us from your South East Queensland hub. You are one of the lucky men that have been able to coach Cody in his NRL career. What's so special about Cody Walker?
Yeah, well, he's a fantastic player, wonderfully talented, but his resilience and his perseverance across his career is a real credit to himself and his family, and he's a wonderful role model in the Indigenous community. One of the things I like about his journey, Zach, is that he started in the Queensland Cup at Brisbane East, and he played there and dominated that competition for a couple of seasons before going on to Melbourne Storm, and then obviously over the recent seasons at South Sydney Rabbitohs. And he didn't get it easy. Like, he didn't make his debut until he was 26. So he's a fantastic story to hold up to other players who haven't quite made the NRL grade by the time they're 20 or 21. So, yeah, wonderfully talented player, one of my favourite players, and he's had a wonderful season so far.
So Cody Walker debuted at 26 back in 2016, but let's focus on the here and now with just 3 rounds remaining until the finals. We hear so much about South Sydney's left-hand attack. Is Cody Walker the key to that?
Yeah, he's the key. There's no doubt about that. He actually is, in my opinion, he's the connection in attack for the Bunnies. When they're on top of the ground and scoring lots of points, making lots of line breaks, Cody's somewhere in and around that particular shape. So whether he's connecting with Latrell Mitchell or whether he's connecting with Adam Reynolds, he's the glue for mine that really, I suppose, runs that attacking machine of the Bunnies. And they score so many points. Recently they've scored 30 points in 8 consecutive games. So he's the key for mine. I think John Sutton was a wonderful mentor to Cody. I know certainly during my 2 years at South Sydney, John Sutton had a big part to play on that left edge. And I think Cody's, learned a lot off John Sutton, and he's certainly added that to his game. But he's a gifted player, understands the game exceptionally well, plays with great tempo, and executes skill at high tempo, or at high speed rather, exceptionally well.
All right, let's look at some of the magic from Cody Walker so far in season 2021.
Yeah, so left-hand side to start with. Often as they come up the field, the Rabbitohs ball players and Adam Reynolds and Cody Walker will play at the back of shape of a middle forward, and often it's Cameron Murray. So this is an example. So I want to show you 2 trends here. One is the example of Cameron Murray, or a forward for the Bunnies as a ball player initially. You can see there Cam Murray is the ball player who has got Cody Walker at the back of shape there. And Cody's got a real trend when it goes to the left-hand side. He loves to play that cut-out pass to the winger. So in this case, it's Josh Mansour. If I back it up a little bit, you can see that, Cameron Murray engages the defensive line, and Cody Walker is able to nail that particular situation. So, again, if I point out Cam Murray here as the ball player, Cody Walker is at the back of shape there, which allows him to really dig into the 3 and 4 in defenders there and cut out past to Mansell. So that's a line break. So, again, looking for some trends. This is against the Tigers. This time it's actually Liam Knight as the ball player. And rather than just Cody at the back of shape, we'll see Adam Reynolds connecting on the left-hand side and then Cody outside Adam Reynolds. So they're playing together on that left-hand side. But again, the trend off the back of the Liam Knight pass is getting the ball to Cody Walker. You can see there he sums up the situation exceptionally well. Now, Alex Johnson in particular has made a living this year scoring over 20 tries on that left-hand side edge off the back of Cody Walker's try assist. This is an example of that cut-out pass again. So we saw in the previous clip, cut-out pass to Josh Mansour. This time, cut-out pass against the Tigers to Alex Johnson, who can finish a try as good as any, outside back in the competition. So that's the first trend I wanted to show, Zach.
Yeah, so Alex Johnson, Josh Mansour, those players on the left, they're absolutely loving life outside of Cody Walker, Latrell Mitchell. But one of the real strengths for South Sydney, and I guess Cody Walker's game, is playing eyes up footy and knowing when to go down short sides and attacking when they don't have as much space.
Yeah, certainly. Look, he's very good at getting a foreign defender involved in the tackle. So what that means is he'll get a big forward for the Bunnies to get the edge back row of the opposition team into the tackle. And what that does, it means that a middle forward has to travel to a short side. And Cody Walker plays eyes-up football as good as any player in the competition. Essentially what he's looking for is a big man, so a mismatch where he can take the line on himself, or a big man who isn't quite, I suppose, skilled in defending on a short side. And Cody takes the meters there and executes, as I said, sometimes a short pass to Dane Gagai or that cutout pass to Alex Johnson or Josh Mansell or whoever is in that left-hand side wing position.
So what are some other trends you found in Cody Walker's game this year?
Yeah, so this is something I think that the South Sydney Rabbitohs have kept since the retirement of John Sutton. You'll see here Jacob Host for the Bunnies in the number 15 initially, passing the ball to Cody Walker and connecting with Cody Walker. And you'll see that trend again of Cody passing a cutout pass to the winger. And obviously, Alex Johnson does exceptionally well. If I go back to the start of the clip, you'll see that the connection between the edge back rower in Host and Cody Walker. Now, think back a few years ago. That situation or that particular play was John Sutton passing the ball to Cody Walker, enabling Cody Walker to actually get to the three-in defender. So you'll see as I play through here, Cody Walker's able to get to Tom Dearden and put a centre in Brad Burns there inside that two-in defender of Bowen. And he makes the right decision there to pass the ball along to Alex Johnson. So that's a play that's been in Cody's armour for a few seasons now. Again, you'll see there Jacob Host this time in the number 12 jersey for the Rabbitohs. You'll see Cody Walker outside him. So there's that pass or that connection between back rower and the halfback. Now, what Cody wants to do, Cody wants to get the three-in defender involved for the Newcastle Knights. And what that does is it means he's trying to create a situation where the centres are leading inside the two-in defender there, which is Kurt Mann for the Knights. So as I let the clip play, you'll see there he's got a decision to make. He either passes short to his centre or he passes the ball long to Alex Johnson. So, again, the first four clips that I've showed there, Zach, is Cody Walker making the right decision, and the right decision on all the four occasions has been that cutout pass to the winger. That's why Alex Johnson's getting so much joy there on the left-hand side. And when Josh Mansell's in his place, or even Milne in his position there at different times, they've had a lot of joy scoring tries. But Cody Walker makes the right decision there on both those different types of shapes.
Another player who's having plenty of joy this year is the man that wears the number 7 for the Bunnies in his final year with South Sydney, Adam Reynolds. Is he the perfect halves partner for someone like Cody Walker?
I think he is, Zach. I think Adam Reynolds plays with great tempo. So what I mean is sometimes he'll play really fast over the advantage line, and other times he'll play really slow, and he'll want the defenders to come and be aggressive on him. But essentially Adam Reynolds' role, as we have a look on the left-hand side, is to connect with Cody Walker, to connect with Latrell Mitchell. But Adam Reynolds is the perfect four. So I want to show you some examples here. And this is a real pet play for the Bunnies on both sides of the field. But we'll start with their left-hand side to start with. So you'll see Adam Reynolds at the back of a middle forward again. So I said that's a real trend in their game. You'll see the middle forward there for the Bunnies trying to add that extra attacking, weapon on the left-hand side. Now, the other two people I want to point out is Adam Reynolds and also Cody Walker. So there's the two halves connecting on the same edge. Now, this is a special play because what happens is the back row for the Bunnies will come underneath Adam Reynolds, and Adam Reynolds is trying to get to the three-in defender. What they're trying to do is create a 2v1 situation on the end of shape. So you'll see here, there's Cody Walker, and it doesn't matter which winger, whether it's Mansell or Alex Johnson, whoever wears the winger's jersey there for the Bunnies. What they're trying to do is create a 2v1 situation against the opposition team's winger. And Adam Reynolds connects and plays with tempo very effectively, and then Cody Walker off the back of that executes. So this time, sums up the situation, a 2v1, puts the left-hand side winger away. Now, this time, it's from shorter field position. So the players I want to point out again are Adam Reynolds and Cody Walker. So, again, you've got that connection. Like I said, it's from shorter field position, though, but it's the same shape. The back row will come underneath for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Very similar to what John Sutton would do at different times a couple of years ago. The centre's going to lead inside the Broncos centre, and they're going to create a 2v1 at the back of shape. So this time you'll see Cody Walker there connecting with Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson does fantastically well, but you'll see it was a 2v1 versus Xavier Coates. Same shape from shorter field position. and Adam Reynolds didn't need the forward connection there. This time a little bit wider. So again, I want to point out a couple of players, and the two players are the two halves. There's Reynolds, there's Cody Walker. Again, getting on the same side of the field on the left-hand side, and they allowed Damien Cook this time to do the work on the inside. But have a look at the back row for South Sydney. He comes underneath to hold up the slide defence from the Dragons. You'll see the centre in Dane Gagai leading inside the two in defender. Now, again, it creates a 2v1 situation there for the Bunnies. And Cody Walker's got a decision to make. Does he pass the winger or does he take the line on himself? Now, Cody is exceptional ball runner of the football, averages over 90 metres. This time he nails the play and doesn't need to pass the ball to the left winger there for the Bunnies. But same shape from three different field positions. But the common theme there, or the common trend, is Adam Reynolds. The other common trend is the back row dropping underneath Adam Reynolds, the centre leading inside the two in defender for the for the opposition team, and then Cody Walker creating a 2v1 out of the back of shape.
Siebes, that's a lot for us to take in and all of our rugby league viewers watching this, but I couldn't imagine what it's like as a defensive unit having to make those decisions on the run when you see Adam Reynolds, Latrell Mitchell, Dane Gagai, Josh Mansour. In the middle of that whole mix is Cody Walker. And not only is he great on the left-hand edge, but when he jumps over to the right and connects with Reynolds again, he's a double threat because he's just so busy, he's so active and he's so skillful.
That's the thing I like. Everyone talks about South Sydney being a really left-hand side dominated attacking team, but I think they're just as effective on the right-hand side when they go to that side of the field. Now, again, the common denominator here for the Bunnies is Adam Reynolds and also Cody Walker connecting on the other side of the field there. So there's the two keys, the 7 and the 6 for the Bunnies. It is a lot to take in for our supporters who watch the show. But again, what I want to do is I want to show you that same shape. So if I clear the screen here and let it play, you'll see it's the same shape as what I showed on the other side. So there's the edge back rower for the Rabbitohs coming underneath Cody Walker. There's Campbell Graham this time leading inside the two in defender there, which is Adam Dewey on this occasion for the Tigers. But have a look what it's creating. It's that 2v1 out the back of shape that Cody Walker executes effectively well. Now, Adam Reynolds, as I said, has got a lot to do with that because he plays with fantastic tempo. I'll let it play through here now for our supporters who are watching. That's fantastic football. Essentially what they've done is they've taken that same shape and put it on the other side of the field. Now, the last clip I want to show, again, is from a little bit wider field position, and you'll see, again, off the back of the shape, it's the same trend. It's Adam Reynolds digging into the line. It's the edge back row for the Bunnies coming underneath. And who's at the back of shape? Well, it's that person who has had an exceptional season there for the Rabbitohs. It's Cody Walker. So Campbell Graham's leading inside the two in defender. So, again, all you need to have a look at as supporters is the 2v1 at the back of shape. And Cody Walker executes it exceptionally well. Early catch and fantastic pass. Puts the right-hand side when you're in the corner this time. So, same trend. All they've done, Zach, is taken that trend from the left-hand side and put it on the right-hand side. And it's come up with plenty of results this year as well.
There is one criticism of Cody Walker, though, Siebes. 31 try assists this year, but only 2 in 4 games against top 4 teams. What have you seen in recent weeks? As I said, 23 of those 31 try assists have come in the last 10 weeks. What have you seen in those recent games that gives you enough confidence that he can take his game to the next level when it matters in this final series?
Well, what I've seen, Zach, is improved performances from the middle forwards and the edge back rowers for the Rabbitohs in the games against Penrith and Melbourne Storm in particular. I thought that both the Panthers and Storm middle forwards won that battle through the middle third of the field because they essentially create time and they create space for Adam Reynolds and Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell. So if they're not creating momentum, then it's hard for Cody and Adam Reynolds to apply pressure on opposition teams. So I've seen a big improved performance from the Rabbitohs pack. So I think leading into the end of the season, they're playing better football, which will allow more time for Reynolds and Cody Walker in particular to do their thing. Now, you've also got to remember Latrell Mitchell is in fine form as the fullback. So there's a triple threat there with regards to the spine of the Bunnies. And you add in Damien Cook, who's played for Australia, played for New South Wales as well, and performed in plenty of big games. I think the spine for the Bunnies is as good as any in the competition. So I think it's important that the middle forwards own that middle third of the field, but Cody Walker has now played 3 preliminary finals. He's played 3 State of Origin games. He's got big game experience, and I expect him to execute when it counts at the back end of the year.
Okay, you just mentioned it, 3 prelim finals, but for all Bunnies fans, they will remember it's 3 prelim losses over the past 3 years. Is Cody Walker in good enough form to end that drought and lift the Bunnies into a grand final?
Yeah, but you've got to remember they've played some pretty fair sides in those preliminary finals, and they've gone close on all 3 occasions. You know, so look, I don't think that is a negative thing. I think going to those games provides experience for all the players, and they hurt probably more than losing a grand final. Zach, you know, obviously. I experienced it in 2018 coaching South Sydney. We lost 12-4 to the Roosters, who went on and dominated the following week's grand final against the Storm. I think they're learning opportunities, but they do hurt. There's no doubt about that. But every time that the Bunnies have made a preliminary final over the last 3 years, there's been, another 12 clubs who would love to be in that position. So I don't see it as a negative. I think Cody Walker's a wonderfully talented player, and I think if the Rabbitohs are to do big things the back end of the year, he's going to be at the forefront.
Seibs, well said. We love watching Cody Walker produce his magic. We love having you each and every week on the game plan. Stay safe in Queensland. Best of luck with the Knights this weekend. To all of our viewers, we love having you join us and learn more about the greatest game of all. We'll be back with more next week on the game plan.